All right. But if you live at least off of one income, right? Again, if both of you make 100K and you spend all of your money, $200,000 that you're bringing in, if one of you has to stay home with the kids, now you're at $100,000. That is a big hit. When really, if you're making 200K, you want to do what you can to live off of maybe 50 to 75 in that range. And then saving the rest. By saving the rest, you won't feel that impact from a lifestyle standpoint because you're saving. You're not touching that money. And then you'll be good to go because at least, even though you're losing 100,000, you're still only operating on 50, 75. And we just talk about a take-home amount. Let's say one person's bringing home 6,000, one person's bringing home 4,000, so you got $10,000 monthly income. You want to do your best to live off of 4,000 at most, but really close in that 33,000, 35 range, 3,500 range. Now, some of you are saying, Corey, what am I supposed to do that at? That's not my problem. My problem is to show you the math and let you know that it's possible. Whether or not you're willing to live within your means, I want to help you do that, but that's a decision you have to make. All right. Anyways, let's get into it. We didn't even start the article yet. All right. Look at these two two boys playing here. I can't tell if they're brothers. They look like they're brothers based on they might be brothers based on the haircut. Anyways, the Hot Wheels. Oh, take it back. It's probably something new now. Oops, excuse me. What's it say? Average cost of childcare for 2 children is now great. Yep. Okay, we're talking about 2 children. Average cost of childcare, this article is saying, is now greater than the average rent in all 50 states. So rent, not mortgages, and greater than the average mortgage payment in 45 states. That's insane. That is insane. I hope they give us the numbers of what it actually is. Housing costs may have gotten out of control, but again, so ensure people have two mortgages for a family that has you have rent, right? I mean, you have rent or a mortgage, right? I mean, if you don't have a paid off home, then you have a mortgage or a rent payment, unless you're in a situation where you're renting for a family member, something like that. But ensure people have 2 mortgages or 2 rent payments. Insane. And people wonder why they can't get ahead financially. And it's I want to get through the article. I said it's not going to be a long article, but it's one of those things where you really have the conversation. Have to have the conversation about not just someone staying at home, but what your lifestyle looks like before you have kids and doing what you can to put yourself in a position where do you have a job that is going to allow you to stay at home and work, or, how long you can not work and then come back into your job? Do you have something, because now in this day and age, there's all this stuff that you can do remote now, right? Gig economy, whatever it is, but you can generate income on the side. And again, like I said, you're spending all your 4, 5, 6,000, 7,000, whatever you're making a month. And so it's going to be a big hit from a lifestyle standpoint. Let's talk about if you can or can't take the hit or not, right? In this situation, we're saying you can't take the hit from a quote unquote necessity standpoint. But we're saying, all right, instead of you making, $7,000 a month, this person that's staying home, they're now making, let's say, $1,500, $2,000 a month because they're doing something on the side, but it's allowing them still to be a full-time parent, stay-at-home parent. They can pick up something on the side. If you're talking about I'm losing $5,000 less dollars from just a lifestyle standpoint that you're dealing with, that's going to be a big hit. Again, from a saving/investing standpoint, you're not touching that money. So yes, you're not going to see your account growing as much, but that's not going to change how you're living your lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. All right. Because my wife stays at home, but she still does some work on the side. She does an event coordination for a restaurant here. So again, just fully remote, she does a couple hours a day when she has time for it. And then boom. Now, again, we're in a different situation because my wife is a disabled veteran. So she got income coming in regardless if she works or not. But still finding that time to work when she can. Right. But again, in our situation, like I said, we still do the live off of one income situation. So regardless if she was working or not, it wouldn't impact the financial house, so to speak, literally and figuratively, using my own phrase there, financial house. And on top of that, for people who are in situations where regardless of the bank accounts are joint or not, you need both people's incomes, not as far as the total, but you need both people's incomes to pay the bills. So when I talk about having a separate checking account or a bills account where your bills come out of, and you just replenish that, you don't have that account built up. And so now you're in a more strange situation because you may make enough money as far as one person. They make $7,000 and the bill's only $5,000, but they make $7,000. How much they get paid right? They getting paid 3,500 each check. And so they don't have enough money to pay for all the bills when they get paid based off of when the bills come in. So they need that other person's income to supplement from just a math and a timing standpoint until they get paid again. So they make enough to pay for the household bills overall, but they don't have the money in time when the bills are actually due. All right. So it's a lot of layers in this financial conversation when I'm staying at home, living off of one income, things of that nature, that if you just correct and you make the sacrifice to correct it, some of these things won't be as stressful as they seem. A lot for people, if you're not operating in the red, so you're not using credit cards or anything like that, you make enough money. But the issue is when the money is due, you just need to sacrifice however long you have to sacrifice as far as your discretionary income that you have to save it up in your bills account. And then boom, you will never have to stress again because you have your bills account that is in short running you that money. It's not a loan because it's your money and it's in a savings account. But in short, you're having your last paycheck of the month whenever you get it already saved. I get paid on the 5th and the 20th. Right. I'm in this situation. I don't make enough in one check to pay for all the bills. So I have a bills account. And that's where the rent and all that stuff comes out of, utilities, all that type of crap, BG&E, Verizon. And then when I get paid on the 20th, I just replenish that account. All right. So it's all the same set of money. But I had to take the time to back when I said could save money like it was nothing. It only took me like, one check. But I saved that money ahead of time because I already knew I was going to be in that situation. I was like, I make enough to pay for everything, but not when it's due. And being how much rent is, it's going to take a good amount of my check. And so I'm not going to be able to, we aren't going to be able to get groceries whenever we want. So when I get paid, right, we got all the money for the groceries for the month. We got all the money for the gas, all that type of stuff because I have that bills account sitting there. And so there's no stress on being able to take care of things that are variable necessities. Gas, when we need gas, we got to get gas, right? We already got all the money there. If we need groceries, we already got the money there. We don't have to wait. Again, that's why I'm living paycheck to paycheck, right? We're not waiting for the next check. All right. Yes, housing costs are got to read the article, Corey. Corey. God damn it. God damn it. But there's another expense that now possesses an even greater burden to many American families: childcare. Jessica Norwood, a working mother of two. All right, so yes, looks like a single mother here in North Carolina and host of the financial literacy show, the Sugar Daddy podcast, said daycare costs, shout out Jessica, when her two children were ages 3 and 4, added up to nearly $3,000 per month. My goodness. And in North Carolina, that's definitely going to be above the average rent or mortgage. Almost twice her monthly mortgage payment of $1,580. Boom. We were spending easily like 55% of our pre-tax. Okay, so it sounds like she was married then. Because she's saying we. 55%. So Jessica's the one spending 55% of their pre-tax income on our mortgage and childcare. And again, that's just childcare. Last thing I'll try to say about this is going on my childcare rants. I already paid the money for like our housing and we already spend the money for housing and to feed our son and all these different type of things. Then you're telling me you want me to spend more money, right, for him to go to daycare. It's not like my son was going to daycare. I would buy him less food or less stuff, right? I'm already spending the money now for the stuff that he needs. Then I'm going to spend more money because I got to put him somewhere else so my wife and I can go to work. I'm like, why would I spend more money? And he's not going to I'm not going to buy him less infant milk, right? He's going to need infant milk for the daycare, right? When he's going to daycare, I'm not going to buy less infant milk for here. I'm probably going to buy him more infant milk, right? I'm going to buy him more diapers so I know that he has diapers when he's at daycare, right? My son just turned 9 months. All the different diapers, make sure he has more clothes so at daycare he has it. And if he has blowouts, babies, we having blowouts out here. If y'all did, for those who didn't know, now you know. Look, it'd be poop everywhere, and sometimes they might pee on the clothes, things like that. Whatever, you got a boy, different probably if you got a girl, but I got a boy, and so all these different type of things. I'm gonna make sure we have an overabundance because he's not home. First, when I know he's at home, it's like okay, if he shit everywhere, that's cool. We can be in a diaper for a little bit. It's not that big of a deal because he's at home. But when he's at daycare, you have I assume laws, but definitely rules and regulations that the daycare is gonna have you abide by that you have to have all this type of stuff. I'm not spending extra money. It's sort of the same thing like with child support. It's like, how are you going to make me spend money on my child every month? I don't buy my son like toys every month. I don't spend that. How much money? If we take out infant meal, he might get $100 spent on him every month. I'm not spending money on him every month. He gets the use of all these utilities that we're already paying for, things like that. I'm not about to have someone tell me I have to spend money for him. Sometimes kids be acting bad. They might not get nothing for their birthday or get anything for Christmas. But look, for people in child support situation, the judge gonna make sure by law you gotta spend that money. It's insane. And that's one of the things people have to look at as well.